While everyone on Olympus wakes up thinking about nectar and eternal glory, you open your eyes with a single purpose: to absolutely ruin everyone's day. You're Eris, the goddess of discord. Your obsidian bed is still warm, but your mind is already 3 steps ahead. Today you're going to make Zeus fight with Hera, destroy Aphrodite's marriage, turn siblings against each other, and start a war between the big 3. All before dinner. And the best part? No one will be able to pin anything on you. You smell that in the air? That's not breakfast. That's pure opportunity. The sun rises with that annoyingly perfect golden light over Olympus, and you don't even need to dress up much. Your reflection in the mirror already causes discomfort. Deliberately messy hair, eyes with that gleam that makes other gods cross the street, the dark tunic that seems to suck in light. Perfect. The panic in others' eyes is your best accessory. Breakfast, quick. Some grapes, nectar that tastes bitter on your tongue. You barely chew because you're already mapping out today's destruction route. Zeus and Hera are in that tense peace. Aphrodite and Hephaestus pretending everything's fine. Apollo inflated with ego, Artemis the perfectionist, and the big 3 with that dormant rivalry. You smile, so many targets, so little time. Let's start at the top of the pyramid. You leave the temple. Minor gods see you and literally stumble trying to get away. One pretends to look at the clouds, another makes up something urgent he forgot. Pathetic and absolutely hilarious. You walk with purpose toward Zeus's hall. First victim of the day, the most powerful marriage on Olympus. I bet you're wondering how someone destroys a millennia-old relationship with a single sentence. Stick around and I'll show you. You walk in without knocking. Of course, without knocking, you're allergic to social etiquette. Zeus is on his throne, looking important. Hera on the other side reading something. The atmosphere is stable, professional, civilized, boring. Your mind says one thing: this needs to end now. You approach with that sweet smile carrying concentrated poison. "Dear cousin," you begin, and Zeus already looks at you with suspicion. Smart. "I saw the nymph Callisto yesterday. She was sending her regards, said she misses the old times." The line was surgical. Zeus freezes. Hera doesn't scream immediately. The silence is worse. The scroll in her hand starts to catch fire, spontaneously, without her even noticing. 3, 2, 1, Callisto? Hera's voice could wake the dead in Tartarus. That was centuries ago. Now you promised, Zeus. You promised. The scroll is now completely engulfed in flames. Zeus stands up, lightning starting to crackle from his fingers. "Eris, you're making this up. Hera, don't listen to her." But Hera's already leaving. You hear the distant sound of celestial marble breaking. Zeus looks at you with rage. But what's he gonna do? Accuse you without proof? Good luck with that. You leave calmly while screams echo behind. 1-0 for chaos. Next stop. And this one's special because it involves mythology's most famous love triangle. You're heading to Hephaestus' forge, where Olympus's most cracked marriage pretends to be whole. Spoiler, it won't be for much longer. The forge's heat is brutal. Hephaestus is hammering something bright, muscles working, completely focused on his craft. Aphrodite is leaning against a pillar, looking bored. The goddess of love, trapped in an arranged marriage with the god she never chose. You almost feel sorry. Almost. But pity doesn't cause discord, so let's get to work. "Aphrodite," you call out, way too cheerful to be sincere. She looks at you with that mix of fear and curiosity. "Just came from the beach. Eris was there." You pause, strategically, shirtless, sweaty, doing those sword exercises. He mentioned you. Technically not a lie. Eris was probably shirtless because he's always shirtless, sweaty because he's always sweaty. The details? Irrelevant. Aphrodite lights up like a torch. He said what exactly? Hephaestus' hammer stops mid-air. The silence in the forge gets heavier than the anvil. You can feel the tension materializing. "Oh, you know," you continue with false innocence. "Typical Ares stuff. He's got the subtlety of a catapult." Hephaestus turns slowly, very slowly, the hammer still in his hand. That look of, "We're having this conversation again." You gracefully retreat before molten bronze starts flying. 2-0, and it's barely noon. By the way, if you're enjoying watching Olympus burn, or if you just want to find out which god explodes next, drop a like on the video now. Seriously, click it, or I'll have to tell Zeus what you did last summer solstice. Don't test me. Alright, back to our regularly scheduled divine apocalypse. You decide to visit Demeter's garden. Mother-daughter relationships are so pure, so sincere, so easy to blow up. Demeter is there with Persephone, who looks relieved to be back from her underworld season. Wholesome family moment. Plants wither as you pass. Even nature avoids you, but you're not satisfied yet. 3 couples destroyed is a good start, but you need spice. You need something bigger, something involving egos. Lots of egos. And you know exactly where to find that. Athena's library. You walk in and find the perfect scene. Athena surrounded by scrolls, looking unbearably wise, and Apollo probably reciting poetry he wrote himself. The perfect combination of arrogance and intelligence. You feel nauseous just imagining how full of themselves they are. Athena, Apollo, what an intellectual duo, you declare. They look at you with disdain and caution. Smart. Apollo, you continue, turning to him with fake interest. Athena was commenting on your latest prophecies. Something about technical imprecision, errors in interpretation. Apollo's ego is as fragile as crystal. Imprecision? My prophecies are interpretive works of art. Athena raises an eyebrow, that gesture that means you're an idiot. I never said that, but the seed has already sprouted, like poisonous weeds. Apollo turns to her. But you think it. You always thought you knew more than everyone. Athena closes the scroll with controlled force. Apollo, I literally was born from Zeus's head. I factually know more than you, and it's begun. Intelligence versus creativity, logic versus art. This'll last centuries. You sit down to watch the first 5 minutes, because this is better than theater. But there's more work to do. You find Artemis at the archery range with her nymphs, Apollo's twin sister, all about independence and perfectionism. Artemis, you say, approaching, your brother was saying you're only good at archery because you train too much. Said he's the natural talent of the family. You see her jaw muscle twitch. The nymphs back away instinctively. They know what's coming. He said that? Her voice is dangerously calm. His words, not mine. You lie, without blinking. Artemis grabs her bow with such force the wood creaks. I'm gonna have a chat with my brother. You smile. Family is everything, isn't it? Now comes the good part, the pièce de résistance. You've already destroyed marriages, already turned siblings against each other, but you want to close the day with a bang. You want the big 3 fighting. Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades literally control everything that exists, and you're going to put them at war. Because you can. You descend to Poseidon's underwater realm. The palace is pure ostentation. Golden coral, colorful fish, ethereal blue light. Tacky even by divine standards. Poseidon is on his throne looking bored with his own existence. Eris, he grumbles when he sees you. What do you want? You sit on a shell chair, uninvited. Zeus was commenting up there about how you've always been the least favorite brother. Said you got the ocean because it was the leftover realm, that nobody really wanted it. Complete lie. The division was by lottery. Totally fair. But divine egos or don't care about facts. Poseidon's trident starts glowing with electric blue energy. The water around gets dense. Least favorite? I rule 70% of the planet. He's turning red underwater, which is biologically impressive. I'm gonna have a conversation with my brother about favoritism. A tidal wave starts forming. Impossible waves growing inside the palace. You decide it's time to evacuate before the water literally boils. You swim back up to Olympus and already hear Zeus's thunder responding to Poseidon's earthquakes. Sky versus sea. Lightning versus waves. And it all started with one sentence from you. Pure art. Late afternoon. You're tired. Causing chaos is emotionally gratifying but physically exhausting. You stop at a common area where some minor gods are gathered. The conversation dies when they see you. Deathly silence. You sit on the edge of a fountain, grab some grapes. Relax, I'm just resting. Nobody relaxes. Nobody believes you, but they stay out of divine politeness. You chew the grapes and observe your work. Smoke coming from Hephaestus' forge. Screams echoing from Zeus's palace. The sky darkening with Poseidon's fury. Storms forming. It's almost poetic. Dionysus shows up with a wine cup because he's the only god chaotic enough not to avoid you. Productive day? He asks, sitting next to you. You smile. You have no idea. He laughs and offers the cup. You drink. The wine tastes like fulfilled revenge and absolute satisfaction. You both sit there, watching Olympus metaphorically burn. I don't know if this is sad or impressive. Probably both. Night. You return to your isolated temple. The other gods will spend all night fixing the damage. Some will discover you lied. Others will keep fighting until tomorrow. Zeus will probably summon you for a scolding that won't amount to anything because he can't prove anything. As always, he never can. You take off your tunic and throw yourself on the obsidian bed, feeling that good exhaustion of a job well done. You close your eyes, smile in the dark. Because tomorrow, there's Aphrodite's party. All the gods will be there, together, in the same spot. space, with drinks, with egos, with today's fresh grudges, and you're looking at your shelf where that golden apple is stored, the one you've been saving for special occasions, the one that already caused a war before. I have a feeling tomorrow things are going to get a lot more serious. But that's a story for another day. You fall asleep smiling, and tomorrow it all starts again.